Talk about probability. So probability is like how likely something is to happen. So I'm gonna write how likely. So let's say I tell you that the chance it's gonna rain tomorrow is 40%, okay? So 40% that it's gonna rain. Well, that means you're gonna tell me that 60% chance of no rain. You literally know this without knowing anything about probability, right? Because we know intuitively that 40% is 0.4 and then 60% is 0.6. And when you sum those up, when you add those up, you get 1. So all probabilities add up to 1. So let's say I told you there are 2 bags, right? Let's say I told you there is bag A and there is a bag B, right? And I tell you in bag A there are red and let's say yellow sweets, okay? And then in bag B there are, let's say, blue and green sweets, okay? So I'm telling you, in bag A there are 6 sweets in total, so I'm gonna write 6 sweets. Then in bag B there are, let's say, 8 sweets in total, okay? Let's say I give you that. I'm gonna tell you that in bag A there are 4 red sweets. That means obviously they're gonna be 2 yellow sweets, right? And then in bag B I tell you there are 7 blue sweets, and there is of course just 1 green sweet. So you can see over here, so the probability of picking a red sweet is just gonna be 4/6. And then the probability of picking a yellow sweet is gonna be, of course, 2/6. Because 4/6 plus 2/6 adds up to 1. And this makes sense, right? If there are 4 red sweets out of the 6 total sweets, then the chance that you're gonna pick up a red sweet is gonna be 4 divided by 6. And now for bag B, there are 8 sweets in total, so I'm telling you the probability of picking a blue sweet, B sweet, is of course going to be 7/8. And then of course the probability of picking a green sweet, so green sweet, that's going to be 1/8. Okay, now something interesting. So what if I say, what's the probability of picking a red sweet and a green sweet? So what does that mean? So that means I'm gonna have 2 bags, right? So I'm gonna pick a red sweet first, so that's 4/6. And then I'm also gonna pick a green sweet, and that's 1/8. So whenever you see and, you should think about multiplying the probability. So this is multiplication. So you would do 4/6 times 1/8. And you'd end up getting 4/48. So that's the probability of picking a red sweet and a green sweet. What if I asked you what's the probability of picking a red and a blue sweet? So red and blue sweet. Well, that's going to be 4/6. And now you multiply by 7/8. Because probability of blue is 7. And you're doing and, so you multiply. And that is equal to 28/48. Okay, so far so good. Now what if I asked you what's the probability of picking a yellow and a blue sweet? So if I said probability yellow plus blue, well, that's going to be 2/6 times 7/8, right? Because probability of a yellow is 2/6, probability of a blue is 7/8, and this gives you 14/48. And then the most unlikely thing, what if I asked you what's the probability of picking a yellow sweet and then a green sweet? Well, you tell me that's just 2/6 times 1/8, and that is equal to 2/48. Now I want you to notice something interesting. If you add up 4 plus 28 plus 14 plus 2, you end up getting, if you add all these up, you end up getting 48/48, which is also equal to 1. So when you do all the combinations possible, so red, blue, red, green, yellow, blue, yellow, green, when you add all those combinations up, you're still going to end up with the total probability equal to 1. So this is a good way to check that you've done this correctly. So whenever you see picking something and something else, you multiply. So another way you can do this right here is you can draw a tree diagram. So if I drew a tree diagram for all of this, how would it look? So we have bag A first. So either in bag A you have red or you have yellow. The probability of a red is 4/6, and the probability of a yellow is 2/6. And then from the red sweet, now you can either pick a blue or a green sweet. So blue or green. And the probability of a blue sweet is, as we said, was 7 over 8. So then that means that green is 1 over 8. And then after you pick a yellow, of course, you can again pick either a blue or a green. So blue, green, and then still blue is going to be 7 over 8, and green is going to be 1 over 8. And then if you want the probability, so let's say I want red and green. So if we do 4 over 6 times 1 over 8, you end up getting 4 over 48. And then red and blue would be, again, 4 times 7 divided by 6 times 8. So that's, again, 28 over 48. This is what we've already done up here. 28, 4. And then here, let's just finish the tree diagram. So if you want yellow and then blue, so that's 2 times 7. So that's 14 over 48. And then, of course, yellow and then green would be 2 over 48. And you can see that these are the same numbers. So if you add all these up, you end up getting 48 over 48, which is also equal to 1. So this is called the tree diagram, and it's a very easy way and very convenient way of representing probabilities when you have more than one event. Instead of writing this whole thing in 4 different lines, you can draw a quick tree diagram, and you can see that you can now find any probability that you want. So if I ask you yellow and blue, you can just go yellow and then blue. If I want red and blue, I can go red and then blue. So yeah, that's just an introduction to probability. Let's do an example question, so maybe it'll make more sense. So, bag A and bag B contain red sweets and yellow sweets. Anna picks a sweet at random from bag A. Ben picks a sweet at random from bag B. The probability that Anna picks a red sweet is 2 over 5, and the probability that Anna and Ben both pick a yellow sweet is 1 over 10. Find the probability that Anna and Ben both pick a red sweet. Okay, so you have bag A, and then you have bag B. And then bag A has red and yellow. And then bag B also has red and yellow. Okay, so Anna picks a sweet at random from bag A. Probably that Anna picks a red sweet is 2 over 5. So red is 2 over 5. Well, of course, that means yellow has to be 3 over 5, right? Because 2 plus 3 would be 5 over 5, and then that's 1. So this is okay. And now we know that the probability that Anna and Ben both pick a yellow sweet is 1 over 10. So this means that Anna picks a yellow sweet. So that's Anna, yellow, and Ben picking a yellow. So when you see and, remember this means to multiply. So Anna picking a yellow is 3 over 5. And then Ben picking a yellow, we don't know what that is. So we'll just call it x, for example, okay? So 3 over 5 times x. But we know what that's equal to. That's equal to 1 over 10. That's given to us. Well, what can we do? This is just an equation that we need to solve. So now we multiply by 5 on both sides. So you would get 3x is equal to 5 over 10. And then you can divide by 3, so you get x is equal to 5 over 30. So the probability of picking a yellow sweet is now 5 over 30. This means that the red sweet would be 25 over 30. Because again, these will have to add up to 30 over 30. Well, you could simplify this. This is just 5 over 6. And this is just 1 over 6. This is just simplifying the thing. So all we've done so far is we've used the information that's given to us that Anna and Ben, if they both pick a yellow sweet, would be 1 over 10. We knew the probability of Anna picking a yellow sweet was 3 over 5, but we didn't know what Ben's probability of picking a yellow sweet was, so we just called it x. But we know when you multiply 3 over 5 and x, you end up getting 1 over 10, and that's given to us. And then you can just solve for x, and you end up getting 5 over 30, which is equal to 1 over 6. And then from there, now we know that the probability of picking a red sweet for Ben is 1 minus 1 over 6, which is 5 over 6. But the question says find the probability that Anna and Ben both pick a red sweet. Well, now we have all the numbers that we need, right? So Anna red and Ben red. Well, you just multiply once again. This is and. So you would have 2 over 5 times 5 over 6. Because that's the probability for red for Anna. And then for Ben, for red is 5 over 6. So 2 over 5 times 5 over 6. Well, you just end up getting 10 over 30, which is equal to 1 over 3. And that's your answer. Your answer would be 1 over 3. And yeah, hopefully that made sense. If it didn't, please write a comment suggesting how I could explain better. And if you like the video, then please like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what else you want to see in future videos. Do you want to see more on probability, or you want to see more difficult questions, or you think this was too difficult and perhaps we should make some easier content first? So yeah, let me know in the comments.